Brian, this first item that you picked here, I saw this going around the Twitterverse, and I was like, oh, that looks really cool. Tell us about it.
Yes, interrogate. So it's a new little tool. I think it's kind of new, at least new to me, at least. So it checks your code base for missing docstrings or the presence of docstrings. So it's written and maintained by Lynn Root, and we were notified by Herbert Beamster, suggested it to us. So I like docstrings. I don't like them. I have a policy of having them everywhere, but docstrings can help you understand the code quite a bit. I really love how like a function docstring is utilized by VS Code and PyCharm and other editors to do things like if you hover over a function, it just pops up a little window with like, what parameters you can send to it, but it also sends the docstring, shows the docstring if there is one. There's also other tools like Sphinx or PyDoc or DocUtils that can use that, amongst other things, to generate documentation. I don't really use those. I know a lot of people do, though. So it's a problem if you've got some missing, if you really need to have docstrings someplace and they're missing. So interrogate is a command line tool that you can use to check your code to make sure everything has a docstring that needs to.
I think this is great.
Cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. And well done, Lynn. Nice work on this one. I think this is really nice because if you have a public library, that should be documented, right? That should be covered with, nice docstrings that give you all sorts of help in your editor, like you mentioned. But also, if you generate the documentation, you don't want to have just some random empty, either completely missing or just the, like the function name and just an empty body or whatever it gets generated there. So this is really cool. And I could see if you were doing a package that was public, having this part of your CI/CD process, that if somebody introduces something into, say, like a PR, that like, here's a new function we wrote, like, great, it failed the CI because it doesn't have a docstring. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and then there's also some common like caveats, like yes, all public functions should have docstrings, but what about like private functions and stuff? So there's options to be able to turn off things where you might not need a docstring for just an internal helper function or something.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like if it's not really meant to be included, in the public API, then it shouldn't necessarily have a docstring.
Yeah, it can if it helps to understand it, but maybe don't need it. So this is nice.
Yeah. This is super cool. Well done, Lynn.
I wanted to mention also there is information on the README about how to use the tool within talks and within CI workflows. So that's helpful.
Yeah. Very cool. This one seems like a super easy thing to adopt if you already have a CI process in place and you're working on something that's public, whether that's public to your people within your company or, it's a package that is used by other projects, right? Or it's public as in on pypi.org. I still think it makes sense to just document it for whoever's consuming it who's not writing it. Thank you for watching this segment of the Python Bytes podcast. This video was made during the recording of the full episode. Visit pythonbytes.fm and get the whole story. Subscribe to the podcast and get the entire episode delivered to your phone. Please support our work by taking one of the courses at pythonbytes.fm/courses or learning PyTest with Brian's book at pythonbytes.fm/PyTest. Finally, visit our sponsor shown on the screen here. Visit the link on the screen and get the special offer for Python Bytes and YouTube listeners. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day.